On the 4th of December 2022, iconic TF2 org League of Shadows made history in ETF2L playoffs with an incredible upset win, earning their right to be the team that gets shit on in the finals by Witness instead of TF2 Easy. And yet, after seasons of average performances, the team crumbled immediately after their first taste of success, this glorious silver finish in the playoffs, and they are now fighting for their life with fucking Natty Newt in Premiership qualifiers. So let me take you on a journey of some of the most tragic mismanagement I've ever seen by a pro org and the resulting Prem shuffle that stemmed from it. Okay, so our story starts at Arcadia, where the Shadows were looking set for another third place finish, as per fucking usual, right? So, now even prior to this LAN, we were aware that Duo was going to be stepping back from the roster, you know? So that's one roster change they already have to keep in the back of their minds, but it's no biggie. Duo's a very a replaceable player, like as far as I can see, all French soldiers, you fucking spin the wheel, they're all the same, they're all the exact same person, all the exact same skill level, right? But this LAN is where their roster instability really started taking a turn for the worse, because not only is Duo going to be leaving after the season's over, but Delhi, unfortunately, just days before the event, got super liked on Tinder, and he decided that he was going to spend the weekend with her instead. So now they were left looking for someone who was both as skilled mechanically and as challenged mentally as Delhi to replace him just hours before game time started. Now, unfortunately, no such candidates existed, so they had to go with Zams, completely fucking over the chances of this tournament's dark horse team, Poundland. Now, big respect to the guys on Poundland, right? I know that in public they put on a brave face, but let's just say in private, I've heard some things. Okay, like I've heard from a source. We'll keep him anonymous. We'll give him a pseudonym. Right. I've heard from a source named Tom289 that Flick is going to die soon, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But that's beside the point, right? So how did this version of the team perform at LAN? Well, they lost to a fucking mixed team with Leth on scout, and they lost to a Nations Cup team. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, oh, Nations Cup team, oh, that's not too bad. Who'd they lose to? Like, England, France, word das leistes doof? No, mate, I'm talking, they lost to Nations Cup team, like the fucking Czech Republic, right? So, what a fucking embarrassment. But little did they know, things were going to go from bad to worse after this 6th place finish, right? They've already lost Duo, they've already lost Delhi, but last day of this event, Rons was caught peeking over bathroom stalls to watch other players taking a crap. Now, this is obviously very inappropriate, perverted behaviour, but Rons absolutely insisted he was just trying to see if Mac was reading any strats on his phone that he could steal. Like, I know Mac was in a group chat with Doi, and Doi's just, you know, this genius Prem coach, like just masterminded the game. He was maybe hoping to see that, but unfortunately for him, all he actually saw was Max setting the worst fucking Subway Surfers high score I've ever fucking heard of. So it wasn't even worth all the effort. Oh, and he saw Max Todger, of course. So pending an investigation, Rons was going to have to get removed too. But surprisingly, they managed to delay this investigation long enough to still have him play in the ETF2L season playoffs after the LAN. And this is where their luck started to turn okay, because Delhi's caught feelings at this point, so he's not turning up to playoffs either. They don't want to use Zams again because he's fucking shit. So they somehow managed to convince the demo pug star of our generation to step in for them. And no, I'm not talking Dolly, right? I'm talking Fancy Elf. And this guy absolutely fucking fists. Like, I'm talking fucking prolapse level, just fists. Absolutely carries the entire team, puts Nasboy to shame in playoffs, right? And actually carries them up to this 2nd place finish. But it's only temporary, right? Still under contract with Cornstarch Gaming, Fancy can't continue with them into the next season. So now they're stuck, right? They're 3 players down. They've only got Flick, June, and Zoe left. And this is the problem with having emo or ego players on your roster, right? Because rather than take this for the lucky upset win that it is, like congratulations, you've beat TF2 easy. That's a pretty big deal. But these guys have now set that as their standard, as second place is the default, and they have to expect that much themselves all the time from now on. So it's the off season. They're scrambling to find 3 new players while also expecting everything to go perfectly already from moment one. Like, best case scenario, teams are still messy after changing 1 player, even if they're an upgrade, right? The fact of the matter is, you're changing 3 players and your trials are fucking Joe and a Disky. Of course, it's not going to be fucking perfect, mate. So the mental toll really started to compound on these guys, right? They've taken 1 step forward and 3 steps back, right? These guys basically explode themselves in the off season. Arguments between Flick and Zoe, rough results, mucky trials, high expectations. This all just causes Zoe to give up, so he's gone. June dips too, so the team's fully fucking dead. And you're just left thinking, what could have been if these guys actually took a break or just didn't have deranged fucking mental? Like, if Flick could have just dropped down just to 99 or 98 hours per 2 weeks in the off season, maybe they'd have lived. That would have been so much healthier for the life of this team. But we'll finish off by talking about who came out winning or losing in this shuffle, and the team's final nail in the coffin that will be Premquals this season. So June and Auto are obviously winners in this shuffle, both getting promoted 1 place up the Prem rankings. And I'd also say both of those moves also make both of those teams better. So TF2 Easy and Witness have both went out in the shuffle as well, seeing as Auto is fucking miles better than Muller and June is fucking miles better than Auto. Like, it seems there's just something about being a female Austrian player that makes you fucking insane at Medic. Like, think Babs, June, Raptor. These are probably 3 of, like, the top 5 medics in the world of all time. Flick's a loser, of course. Well, it's not the first time I've said that, but I mean, he's a loser in this shuffle in particular. Like, he's just gone from second place Prem to playing with fucking Troy. Like, GG, no remate. And Ron's has somehow actually managed to bounce back from this controversy. And I'd say he's probably, like, tied in this shuffle. He's gone 3-3. Like, he's on about the same skill level team as he was before. Or maybe, like, slightly worse. Maybe he's golden cap lost this shuffle, right? And let's just head to head these Prem quals, right? To see the level of teams, how they stack up against each other. And I'll show you why this truly is the end of the League of Shadows saga, and we'll be seeing them going from second place Prem to second place Div 1 this season, right? By the way, I'm still pissed off that they're called League of Shadows, just as an aside. Like, I hate when a team has literally 1 player carried over and we act like they're the same brand. Like, when Froiltic went from the fucking best roster to ever play the game, Blaze, Lansky, and then suddenly it's fucking like Free State and Mooma on Strawberry Mangoes, and we still have to pretend that's Froiltic, is it? Yeah, come on. Or like, if I say Fnatic CSGO, do you think I'm talking about the legendary Orloff, Flusher, JW, or do you think I'm talking about fucking Fashar and Mezzi, right? Just get a new name, mate. You're a new team. So, in the Scouts, you got Hemp and Flick versus Hexarai and Zin Soldat. Now, okay, obviously Hemp and Flick have the experience here, but I think that's exactly what counts against them. Like, the fact I've never fucking heard of either of these other guys probably just means they're fucking goated. Like, youth is so important in esports, and these kids are probably like Zoomer aim trainer mains who were fucking born in the COVID era, never even knew LANs existed in their fucking life. And Flick and Hempus are like a fucking old couple at this point. Medics, you got Seeds versus Faust. Now, Seeds is obviously the much better mid overall, but I've never seen Faust choke at a LAN, so this could go either way, but I think the fact that we're probably not going to be getting a LAN this season means that I'm going to have to give this one to Seeds. Let's have a look. Now, Demo, you've got Zams versus Plague. Hang on. Why have they gone crawling back to Zams when they thought he was too shit to even play playoffs with? So they went fucking chasing after Fancy Elf instead. And what else we got here? Soldiers, Rhythorn, Troy, Natty. Fuck me, mate. Are you really going to make me do this? Like, is this really it? What the fuck am I reading? You know what? Why am I even talking about this, mate? Who fucking cares?